According to Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, without respect for the rule of law permeating our political life, Nigeria would degenerate into a dictatorship with its relative of tyranny, despotic, and mediocrity. Fuel and leadership importation. That Nigerians' 4 state-owned refineries have been idle for more than a year as they wait for essential maintenance with little likelihood of resuming production due to cash constraint and coronavirus-related movement restriction is no longer news. What is, however, news, according to the NNPC, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, is that the 4 refineries which were built between 1965 and 1989 with a combined capacity of 445,000 barrels per day consumed a combined operational expenses of 142.1 billion naira in 12 months to 30th of June 2020, despite being out of service. Even devil go shout blood of Jesus when he hear how daring and reckless we did for this country. Further, despite processing no crude oil in June 2020 alone, 3 of 4 refineries still cost the country 10.23 billion naira in expenses. According to the same NNPC, there was no associated crude plus freight cost for the 3 refineries, since there was no production, but operational expenses amount to 10.27 billion naira. Warri Refinery Petrochemical Company Limited recorded an operating deficit of 2.68 billion naira. Port Harcourt recorded a deficit of 2.76 billion, while Kaduna Refinery and Petrochemical recorded the highest operating deficit of 4.79 billion naira. And according to Chijioke Uwazuzu, a deputy director with the Emerald Energy Institute at the University of Port Harcourt, the refinery management has no control over crude supply, storage, marketing, or pipeline maintenance, which is largely handled by NNPC subsidiaries, PPMC, that's Petroleum Pipeline Product Marketing Company. With that kind of structure, it was inevitable that the refineries would collapse. It was just a matter of time. Yet the government is happy to sign an MOU with Niger Republic to import fuel from Soras Refinery in Zinda, a refinery with an installed capacity of 20,000 barrels per day. And those that hailed the ban on importation of rice to encourage local farming are now hailing the importation of fuel from the Niger Republic, rather than ask the government to fix our refineries to encourage local production. Make una continue, hail us united. Now all of us go suffer. According to the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, if Nigeria had an independent National Assembly headed by independent-minded patriotic statesmen and not those executive attack dogs, the Central Legislature would have probed the unbridled enthusiasm of President Muhammadu Buhari to corner the resources of Nigeria to build railway in that country, and now the signing of an MOU to begin the importation of fuel from Niger, whilst our public-owned refineries are left to rot despite huge investment under the guise of doing turnaround maintenance. An effective and proactive National Assembly would have investigated to know why the executive arm of the government in the last 5 years has not been able to bring into production at least one of the 3 or 4 state-owned refineries. But no, the National Assembly of oh yes men will not want to provoke their paymasters. This is the reason the country has gone into 2 successive economic recessions under the same administration, and this is why the level of poverty, corruption, violent crime are on the increase, even as the institution to tackle these problems are systematically weakened. Through lack of transparency and accountability, I want to ask, our leaders reported from Niger Republic too, don't quote me on. I would therefore advocate for Nigerian refineries to operate in a sustainable manner and remain competitive. The government must squarely face the challenge that confronts our refineries. They must allow the refineries autonomy to take decisions in terms of execution of turnaround maintenance, appointment, competencies and promotion of personnel, reduction in operational inefficiencies, effectively manage assets in a manner that responds to challenges in market demand and improve margin. The refineries should be independently able to go into private-public partnership. That way, success can be assured for the good of the entire country. By so doing, government can then sell crude to the refineries at the international market price and make the same profits as though they are selling the product abroad. However, we should remember the world is shifting attention from fossil fuel for powering cars to electric cars, which has further reduced the demand for refineries for traditional purposes like diesel, kerosene, and PMS. So we need to begin to think of the impact of our oil industry in our world of today and focus more on the future of refineries, which should be petrochemical. If you like, insult me from now till tomorrow. It will change the fact that if we continue like this, soon there might be nothing for us as a country. I don't talk my own. Talk your own, make them hear.